Exploring yourself as a leader, whether in an organization or a family, you are called on to lead at some point. The best leaders have a sense of clarity and purpose. Here's a sample of the Exploring Yourself as a Leader guided meditation script. Let's begin by taking a moment to allow your body to settle into a comfortable position to seconds. You may close your eyes or keep them slightly open, allowing the spine to lift, the shoulders to soften 10 seconds. Today we will explore leading with purpose 5 seconds. Regardless of your position, whether in an organization or a family, you are called on to lead at some point. The best leaders have a sense of clarity and purpose in how they engage with the world and in how they lead others to seconds. They connect with people in a very human level. 10 seconds. Begin by taking a full breath into seconds and a long breath out. 10 seconds. Letting your attention rest on the breath. 15 seconds. I'm now going to ask you a series of questions. But instead of thinking about the questions or coming up with responses, I want you to allow the questions to just sink in like pebbles being dropped into a still pond, and I want you to be sensitive to any ripples that you notice. 10 seconds. As a leader, what is most important to you? 20 seconds. What are you aiming to achieve as a leader? 20 seconds. As I ask these questions, just noticing the thoughts, feelings, and images that come to mind. 2 seconds. As you breathe in and as you breathe out. 15 seconds. What are the values that guide you? 30 seconds. Mindful media. Media is a major stressor. This script that reads like an exercise helps its readers and listeners to engage more consciously with media. It is a mindfulness practice different than formal meditations. However, it offers us deeper insights into the way we engage with technology. Just as you take food into your body, consuming both healthy and not so healthy options, you also consume media throughout the day. You listen to music, watch TV, read the news, and so on. Although these may provide knowledge and entertainment, they can also create anxiety and stress in our minds and bodies, or take us away from our connection to the mind. This exercise offers a few different ways to bring mindfulness to these moments of consumption. They don't necessarily need to be done step by step. First, consider what the impact may be of what you are choosing to consume. Are you reading the news to inform yourself or to fuel frustration? Perhaps the television show you watch has quite a bit of violence and gets your nervous system going. This isn't to label a show, story, or song as good or bad. It's merely about recognizing the effects of your choice. As you consume the piece of media, notice the response of the mind and body. If you are watching TV, mute the volume during commercials to check in with yourself. Movement meditation. Mindful movement is a way to stay present with what's happening in our body, rather than get lost in thought and planning. We spend so much of our lives with goals, striving towards something, but in Meditation, for the most part, we do the opposite of that. In fact, one of meditation's most important teachings is that if we can't accept ourselves as we are in this moment, we will never feel fulfilled or contented. The paradox is that, once we begin to practice that acceptance, we often become kinder, happier people. One way to think of it is that meditation is like building an endless castle, one brick at a time. We don't often see the results of our work, but every so often, we stand back and realize how far we've come since we placed the first brick, or the 50th. This is why it is important to challenge ourselves in our practice compassionately. This is where the Buddhist concept of being a warrior can help. We are being warriors not in a violent way, but by being in the present. We are not numbing out or distracting ourselves, just for right now. We are staying present with the difficult emotions and the feeling of groundlessness that can arise. This is an act of courage of a warrior. Movement meditation is a great way to rise to this challenge. It's also a great tool to have when we simply feel like we cannot sit still. When something very difficult or scary comes up in our lives, a health diagnosis, the loss of someone we love, a trauma, the idea of sitting can seem impossible. Mindful movement is a way to stay present with what's happening in our body, rather than get lost in thought, planning, fantasizing, or worrying. Make no mistake, being present in our bodies is difficult. Why? We think of our bodies as a place where physical pain lives, but it is also the home of our emotional pain. Mindfulness of speech meditation. Say silently to yourself, I commit to using my words to bring people together and avoid divisive speech. Sit comfortably in a quiet place where you can be free from distractions. Sit up tall by comfortably grounding your hips and then lengthening your spine. Allow spaciousness in your chest by slightly shifting your shoulders down and back. Let your arms relax with your palms resting easily in your lap. Breathe quietly in and out through your nose. With your eyes closed, notice your breath. Take a moment to settle in as you feel the breath moving from your nostrils up towards the crown of your head and then down past your throat, past your chest, and down into your belly. Maintain an easy and relaxed breath pose 3 breaths. Now draw awareness to your throat. Visualize a warm and glowing red or blue light at the throat chakra. The throat chakra is located behind your Adam's apple and in front of your spine, or wherever you feel a tiny knot of energy in the throat area. Picture this light here as alive, pulsing, and vibrating. A red or blue orb of energy, or like a horizontal disc made of light. And then hold awareness in this area as you make your way through the following commitments and contemplations. Begin by silently to yourself, I commit to always telling the truth. Contemplate what that means to you, all the while aware of sensation in your body and in the throat. Notice what arises as you promise to be truthful. Notice if there's resistance or tightness in the body. Is there any closing off? And notice too if there's a feeling of lightness, opening, spaciousness. I commit to always telling the truth. Pause 3-5 breaths.